The Fish and Wildlife Service says they have finalized a plan to help the lynx population recover after it was listed as an endangered species. And for the first time, New Mexico is being designated as a protected space for the cat to thrive. News 13's Marilyn Upchurch has the story.
At this point, I think the focus is going to be on really limiting threats and then trying to help the existing numbers and population in the wild now survive.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service listed the Canada Lynx as a threatened species in 2000 due to habitat loss. Although they are thriving in Canada and Alaska, it is estimated that there are less than 500 in the entire western parts of the United States.
After the species is listed, there's lots of things that kick in to help conserve the species. One of them is recovery planning, and then there's also critical habitat that's designated. These are special places that are important for the conservation of the species.
Now the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is taking steps to support recovery efforts for the snow-adapted wildcat. Over 7,000 square miles of protected habitat in Colorado and northern New Mexico are being added under a new proposal. Their previous plan didn't include the Southern Rockies.
Their historic range extends as far south as north central New Mexico and up through Colorado and south central Wyoming and then other parts of the West.
The Western Environmental Law Center says this has been an effort years in the making.
And over the years, we've had to go to court to sort of force the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to actually prepare a recovery plan and to designate science-based critical habitat for the species. So there's been a lot of litigation over the years.
The lynx living in the western parts of the U.S. are starting to thrive. In the early 2000s, more than 200 lynx were reintroduced in Colorado and have ultimately ended up in New Mexico.
There's about 100, 120 lynx in that region, but it's just the best guess. We don't know for sure. And that region does extend in the north central New Mexico.
Even though the service is proposing to remove some areas where the lynx is unlikely to thrive, they hope adding these new spaces makes it more realistic for them to survive in warmer climates.
But I think it's on us to do everything we can to sort of limit these non-climate stressors and do everything we can so these species still have a place on the landscape. I think we owe it to the species and to the people here in the West.
Marilyn Upchurch, KRQE, News 13.
Fish and Wildlife Service has a 60-day comment period for the new proposal and will consider those comments until January 28th.